tutorial, and I wanted to film this tutorial because I posted this picture on Instagram and a lot of you guys asked me about it. I didn't think it was anything special because that's usually the face that I do during the summer when I have to go out and look like I got a good night's sleep. And you guys know that I've been on this trend where I like really lightweight makeup. And so what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna show you guys how I did my complexion down from the foundation-like product to my cheeks, the highlighter. So I'm gonna explain to you my choices, why I make them, and the tools that I use to achieve a really lightweight, glowy summer look. So if you guys wanna see how I make my complexion look like this, then please keep watching. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is start by covering up those panda eyes, and my only area of concern is this really, really dark inner corner right here. I'm taking the Pixi Correction Concentrate. This is a drugstore product from Target. You can also get it online, and I like to take a synthetic brush like this one. This is a dome brush, and I just apply that to the innermost dark part of my eye. Then I move on to the face product that I use, and the product that is almost like my staple during the hotter months here in Dallas is the Bareminerals Complexion Rescue, and I think I started using this last year, and I just love it. When I initially did my review, I liked it, but I wasn't like raving. And then I realized, like I slowly came to realize how much I actually like this product, because when I don't want to think about anything, when I know I'm going to be out, when I want a low maintenance look, and I know it's just for sure never going to let me down, I automatically reach for this guy. I like it because it has physical sunscreen, not chemical, so it's healthier for the skin, and it also has botanicals, which keep my skin very hydrated, but it's not oily. It's not slippery like a lot of those like really humectant or moisturizing, hydrating products. It's not slippery or greasy or oily. It's super comfortable. So you have a couple options. Now this is gonna be a little bit of a wordy tutorial because I wanna explain to you the thought process behind why I do what I do and the results that I get. So with a product like this is sheer to light coverage. It says to medium, but I don't get too much coverage unless I use, concealer or powder. So I love to use it 3 different ways. The best way to use it, if you prefer more coverage than not, is with a beauty sponge. Beauty sponges are always going to lay it on thicker and more seamlessly. If you want a more natural finish, go in with a buffing brush, which is always going to apply the thinnest, most possible layer, the most thin possible layer ever. I'm starting to talk like Yoda. And then the other option is also a stipple brush, but with stipple brushes I feel like the application isn't as even. So with the buffing brush it evens it out really well, but it's a very thin layer. Now if you are in a hurry, this is one of those forgiving products that you can apply with your fingers, and it's going to melt into the skin with the warmth of your hands, and you have nothing to worry about. This is also not one of those products like, have you guys ever tried to put on foundation and nothing else, just maybe lip gloss and leave, and it looks like you're wearing a mask? This is not one of those products that will betray you like that. You can apply it and just apply lip gloss, and it makes your skin look like perfected skin. It's not going to make it look like skin with foundation. So it is a product that is like my best friend at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a little bit of it on the back of my hand so you could see the consistency of it. It's pretty thick, but it's very sheer. I'm in the number 3, or Buttercream. That is the shade for light complexion with golden undertones. They have a pretty good variety of shades. When I did my review initially, they didn't have that many, and I remember that was one of the cons of my review. With this product though, you have to be very careful because it doesn't like to cooperate very well with primers. When you use a primer underneath, it almost makes it slippery. It makes the product slippery, and it doesn't cling onto areas where you really want it to cling onto. So for me, I really want my foundations or my face products to stick really well to the T-zone of my face, my chin, my nose, and my forehead. That's where I need the coverage, if I want any at all. And so whenever I wear a primer, you guys know I'm a fan of slippery primers, like silicone-based primers. And it doesn't like silicone-based primers, so keep that in mind. It's a nice dewy finish without like a really greasy, I've been in the sun for a couple hours finish. It's one of those products that if you don't use a primer, it starts to wear on the skin really nicely. It kind of just melts into the skin and it looks like maybe you didn't wear foundation that day, you just have nicer skin. So there is my full face with the Bareminerals Complexion Rescue. You can tell it looks like I'm wearing sunscreen. Like it gives your skin that dewy glisten, that dewy fresh face look, but it doesn't look like I'm wearing a foundation product. So let's say I'm getting ready and I need to go drop off my son at school, or there's an emergency and I need to leave. If I'm like this, I would just put on lip gloss and it looks like I have sort of perfected skin. A really natural finish. You guys can see this is it set already. It's set on my skin, and if you guys can see that like natural, almost like sheen that it gives me in this area. And then if you guys can see my freckles, totally peeking through. I do have a couple blemishes on my chin. I don't know if you guys can see that. I have a couple here on my forehead. I have 2 blemishes and you can see them, but they don't look as bad, right? So it just gives you a really dewy finish. Now, here are some tips. If you want extra coverage, you're like, okay, I do want to use like this, I don't know, what is it called? A tinted hydrating gel cream. It's basically a CC cream. You want to use sort of like a CC type product. You can get coverage 2 different ways. One is using a coverage concealer, a coverage type concealer before you apply it, or using powder after you apply it. So what I like to do is I only do my panda eyes with concealer, and then after I apply this, if I'm not going to do anything crazy that day or do anything or film or anything like that, that's it, I'm done. But if I am going to film or go out or do something or take pictures or whatever, or want to feel more, I want to feel prettier, I apply a little bit of translucent powder. Not a powder foundation, a translucent powder. So it's still going to let me look natural, but give me a little bit more of like a buffer zone for throughout the day when the product starts to wear into my skin. So those are a couple tips. Now, moving on, I'm going to apply a concealer, and I'd like to use a really natural concealer for this summer face. This is the Born This Way concealer from Too Faced. I'm still trying it out, and I'm a little bit on the fence about it. I like it, but I'm not, I don't know, it really hasn't blown my panties off at this moment. It smells really good. The color range is really confusing. It goes like semi-light. I don't think there's like a really fair color in the line. It goes from like semi-light to like sort of deep. I don't know. It's a little bit confusing. I'm using the color light, and I feel like it's a little dark for light. But I don't know. The formula is great. It gives a really natural finish. It's not very buildable. Which is great for summer. I feel like we should bust out all those lightweight feeling products that still assist in allowing our skin to look radiant and glowy and young and healthy, you know? So that's it. I just applied it to my under eye. I feel like in the summer, you guys know how like when the summer comes around, we wear less clothes. Like we want our bodies to breathe. We're hot. I use the same mentality when it comes to my face. I want my face to breathe. I want to use lighter layers, lighter coats of makeup, you know, products that are going to be more freeing for my skin, allowing it to breathe and just really be skin. So those are the products that I've been loving for my summer face. Now to set everything, because I do have to go out a little bit later, I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of my Holy Grail powder, I'll Never Abandon You, and I heard it was getting discontinued. I hope it's not true. Don't judge me, but I do have a backup or 2 in a drawer somewhere over here in this situation. So I heard that this NARS translucent crystal whatever was getting discontinued, but I don't know how true that is. So I'll take my blusher blender. This is the beauty blender for your cheeks. I actually use it for the under eye because you guys know this Karopi situation is massive, so the micro mini is not big enough for my under eye. So I use the blusher beauty blender. I don't think that's even what it's called. Blusher blender. And then take a little bit of that NARS powder. And usually I'm like, okay, that's good enough, I'm done. But because I do have to go out later, I'm just going to take a smidge of the Laura Mercier translucent loose powder. You guys, the fan is on right now and I'm making a mess. Can you see? It's like I'm baking in here. Well, like really baking, not overkill baking. You know what, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Then a big fluffy blending brush. And then just lightly, I mean, I like touch on the areas where I'll get a little bit of shine and then go back in and almost like if this was like a 1920s makeup puff. Just kind of find yourself a really good fluffy loose powder brush and then you can use it like this and you don't have to actually, you know, swipe it on your skin. I just kind of like to, I'm a fan of bumping things on my face, what can I say? Beauty blenders, makeup brushes, get your minds out of the gutter, cochinas. I'm not a big fan of bronzer, especially in the summer, because I feel like if at any time throughout the year we should be naturally bronzed, it should be in the summer. So I leave it alone and I let the sun do what it needs to do. So two products that I have been completely in love with. I honestly didn't think I would fall in love this hard for these two products. These are from ittsé. It's like a build your own makeup palette type company. And so I discovered this makeup because of Sam Sherman. She did a collaboration blush with them called something sunset, sunset beach, beach sunset, tequila sunset, I don't know. So I really hate that it's not on the actual blush pan. Like it has her cute little name and with love and stuff. It's super cute, but it doesn't have the name on there. So it's the Sam Sherman collaboration blush. You guys, this is like NARS Orgasm on crack. It's amazing. And then a highlighter from them called Barbados. I'm really picky when it comes to highlight, like really, really picky. And that highlighter literally made it into my top 3 upon first application. So what I do is I take a really glowy, shimmery peach blush. Anything that you have in your collection, just something shimmery, glowy, and peach. And this one is perfect because I could go in clown status and be really, really, really intense, or I could just barely tap it and it gives my skin a really beautiful summer glow. Be really careful because you guys, this blush is crazy, like crazy pigmented. So I just apply that to the apples of my cheek. I love this blush brush from Sonia Kashuk, but it literally betrays my love with the shedding that it does. It sheds so bad. If you guys are blushaholics like I am and you really can't put your blush brush down, just keep your powder brush close by in case you need to like control the situation. Then you take, I actually use a contour brush from Real Techniques because I love highlighter and I'm not about that subtle life. So I take a little dome brush like this contour brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to take the color Barbados and I'm going to apply that. I actually go in at the apple of my cheek and then carry it back to or towards my temple. I know that is not precisely where highlighter should go, but I feel like in the summer with really lightweight makeup, when the sun hits you, it just makes this whole area of your face look really glowy, almost like you have a natural dew to your skin. And this just kind of makes you look part unicorn. Perhaps a little overkill, but when is highlighter ever overkill? So that is my summer glow face. I know I haven't done the rest of my makeup, but I really wanted to kind of give you a little overview of it. Can you guys see when I turn my face, how this area of my face looks? It doesn't look like I'm wearing too much makeup. It looks like I've been in the sun for a while. You know what I mean? Like it has that really beautiful natural glow, almost like we were a little sweaty in the sun. So it gives us that really beautiful summer glow, but we're in control of the glow. So if you guys aren't a big fan of powder highlights because they emphasize your pores, what could you use instead? You could use like a dewy spray mist, or you could use a cream to powder highlighter instead of a powder highlighter like this one. So there's so many ways you could tweak your summer glow face, but this is mine. So I like to use a really lightweight tinted moisturizer like this one from Bareminerals, or the One and Done from Urban Decay. I like to use a really shimmery, a little bit glittery, glowy peach blush. And then I like to use a champagne colored highlight on the apples towards the back of my face to achieve this glow. I don't know. I'm kind of loving it. And a lot of you guys told me on Instagram like, oh, do a tutorial on what you have on your face. It looks amazing. I was like, okay, I got you, girl. So now I'm gonna finish my face and I will be right back. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember that in the summer, just like we like to dress lightly or put on less layers, I'm pretty sure so does our face. So keep those layers light and glowy. Let your skin breathe. And always, always, always keep in mind that sun care is the most important. If you can find a complexion product that has a non-chemical sunscreen in it, buy it, make it your best friend, and use it every day. The reason that I like the Bareminerals Complexion Rescue, like I told you guys, is that it gives me a natural glow. So even on days where I don't want to do my eyes or my lips or my cheeks, I can just throw this on as if it were a sunscreen, and it's going to give my skin a really natural look, and it's going to almost forgive those blemishes or pigmentation or unevenness of my skin. It's just gonna kind of even things out a little bit, and it won't give me the mask that most foundations do. Like all my videos, I will list and link all of these products that I used in the description box below, along with Sam's collaboration blush if it's still available. So let me know in the comments, which is your favorite skin-like, foundation-like, or skincare product, because right now the Urban Decay One and Done and this Bareminerals product are awesome, but I could always try something new. So let me know that in the comment section below, and like always,